Welcome to the Basics of Unity series. Today, we will be going over how to open Unity. The hardest and most important step is indeed the first one. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is maybe consider activating Windows, but we're not going to do that today. Let's go over to your internet browser of choice, bring it on over here, and type in Unity Hub into the search bar. Click on the first result, or if it's an ad, you might have a virus. That did happen to me. Once you're on the Unity download page, we're going to go over here, download for Windows or for Mac, depending on your platform. Linux, you don't need my help. Then navigate to your download folder, double click on the exe to pop it up, select yes. Their terms of service are their terms of service. You can read it. There could be some interesting things towards the bottom versus usage and how you're going to do it, but that is well beyond the scope of this video. Agree? Now you can choose a location. Honestly, I would recommend your C drive, your main folder if you're in Windows. It's easy. You can move things offsite if necessary, but it'll all be in your main drive. I already have it installed, so we are just going to hit cancel. Once the install wizard finishes, you're going to double click on the Unity Hub and open it up. Then it's going to take you to the sign in page. This is where you have to sign into Unity and where you're going to need to choose which version of Unity to use. For the purposes of this tutorial, there are really only three options that matter. There's Unity Student, Unity Personal, and Unity Pro. We are going to go with Unity Personal, as not all of us will be students, and Unity Pro costs $2,000 a year. So, what we're going to do, we're going to go over here, create an account, going to get taken over to this. We're going to enter in our email address. Boom. Name. Username. And password. After you confirm your email, let's navigate back and select sign in. Log in with your email of choice. I'm going to use my personal standard account. And it should just redirect you to the Unity Hub and log you in. Boom. It's forcing me to re-agree to Unity Personal, as it does every time I disconnect from the Unity Hub. I don't really know why it does that. Now that we're all signed in and have our correct pricing tier selected, we're going to navigate back to this thing and click on Installs, click on Install Editor, and navigate over to Official Releases. And basically, all of you are going to want to select Unity 2022, whatever the latest LTS version is. Mine says 2022.3 0.40F1 or 40F1 and just select install. So we're going to do that. Now, this is where some of our paths are going to install. If you're installing the Unity editor and you're attempting to join somebody else's project, you need the exact same version of Unity that they have. So let's say, for example, you agree to help me on a game I'm working on, and you need the version 2022.3.17F1. So what we're going to do is we're going to open back up our web browser. Yeah, you're going to want to type in Unity installs, head over to the Unity download archive, and let's say, okay, we're looking for, most people should be working off an LTS, so select LTS or TechStream or whatever you're trying to join. Select the year you're trying to look at. We're looking at 2022. We can cheat back over here, toss this off to the side with 2022.3.17. So we're at 0.340. So we need to scroll. All right. And here it is, 17.f1. So you would go over and just select install right here, and you're going to download the link just like normal. And then once that's done, you're going to head back over to the editor, locate the file, and go to your downloads folder, and the file should be right there or wherever your downloads go. And then the Unity Hub will take it in, place it in its own area, and you'll be good to go. Now let's go back to everybody else. Click on the installer, click on this latest 0.40 version, and then now we have a whole bunch of choices. So first things first, I already have Microsoft Visual Studio Community 2022 installed. I believe there's a 2023 or something rolling around, But yes, you do want either Visual Studio Code or Microsoft Visual Studio Community installed. We will be going over making sure that those are linked once we have the project open. But for now, select that to install. And if you like a little bit lighter weight of an editor, I would recommend Visual Studio Code, although I much prefer Visual Studio, but I always work on a desktop. I have Android build support selected with JDK and all of the tools, and I also have iOS build support. If you're just planning to build for PC, you don't actually need either of those, and you can go back and add them at any time. So select what you want from this list, but for the most part, should be good. We're just going to unselect these to make them download faster, and we're just going to hit install. And now we wait. Once you have that installed, you should see that at the top of the pile. I have a bunch of others because I use Unity fairly regularly. So we're going to pop over to Projects and select New Project. And you're going to be greeted to all these templates. First things first, before we choose any of the templates, let's go over and make a project name. My first project. Then you're going to select where it's saved. So we're going to click on this and just make sure that you have the amount of space you want in your local D drive. Well, my local D drive. Don't save that there. All that the templates are is simply a list of pre-installed packages. So we can see it says Unity Collab Proxy, IDE Writer, GUI, Test Framework, Text Mesh Pro. Very important. You always need that. So if you choose something and you want something from somewhere else, you can just go get it. Now you might see this built-in render pipeline and this little SRP tag. Those are the render pipelines. That's significantly more, that's more in depth than this video is going to get, but just to know, there's the built-in render pipeline, the SRP, standard render pipeline, the URP, universal render pipeline, and finally HDRP, the high definition render pipeline. Since this is going to be your first project, we're just going to use the built-in render pipeline. So let's make a 2D game, click on that, and click Create Project. Welcome to Unity. So now we're going to go make sure your editor is properly hooked up, because if it's not, you're going to get frustrated and you're going to quit because it's going to suck. So we're going to pop over, hit the edit button, scoot down to preferences. Now that this window is open, we're going to go and click on external tools. I was already there. You're going to be on general normally. So external tools, and right here you'll see Visual Studio 2019. So I could switch it over to Visual Studio 2022, and maybe I should, but still works, right? This is where you would also switch over to Visual Studio Code if you want to use that more lightweight option. This will not go over installing those two, but Visual Studio 2022 or 2019 should have been installed for you when opening Unity or installing the Unity editor. Well, the sky's the limit now. Unity's open, and the world is your oyster. I'd recommend going to find one of those YouTube video series that you walk through with the creator and make your own game. And if you're watching this in the future, and I'm talking like 6 or 8 months in the future, this channel is going to start its own. Just stick around and find out.